What are the things you need to know about four-wheel drive suspension? We've come to the Blue Mountains and one of my favourite tracks to find out. And who better to do it with than the crew from Tough Dog Suspension. Today I'll be wheeling in this Hilux. Scott's going to be running the Tank 300. Pete's in charge of the Ford Everest. Simon's going to be driving the 300. And Blake's driving the mighty 80 series. Let's hit the tracks and have some fun. And if you hang around to the end of this video, I'm going to give you my #1 tip about four-wheel drive suspension.
Today we're going to go down to 25 in the tank. A pretty big rubber on it. See how it goes. This is a bit smaller than my usual car.
My cruiser doesn't even have a diff lock, so we should walk it up. I'm hoping.
The Gardens of Stone, guys. It should be a good day out on the rocks. I think we just found some mud. How about you guys come down and have a look and we'll see what vehicles are going to tackle which of these holes. This looks like a bit of fun.
The very first thing you need to do would be to gauge the depth of the bog hole.
If only we had a guy in shorts who could walk it first.
Mate, these pins aren't getting wet, they're staying nice and dry.
Very soft.
That is very soft. Well, you guys go the easy line first, and then I'll show you how it's done on the hard line.
Now, we're not going to need low range for this obstacle. The mud hole's going to be fine, it's not that deep, but it's the drop in that I need to be quite cautious of.
How about all three of us and we all give you directions?
I'm more worried about the side steps.
Oh, they're fine.
We've been given the go ahead.
The invoice has already been written up.
Nice and gentle here. There's that side step.
Easy.
Way too easy. First challenge done. Let's see how the others go.
Out here rocking the tracks today in the Everest. It's a nice comfortable car. Hopefully we can tackle these tracks really well.
No rear diff lock on with the Everest and he found himself in a real wheel spinning piece of trouble. What do you reckon, Blake?
I think got stuck there for a little bit. Hopefully the tank goes through a bit easier.
This is my first time driving the tank, off-road at least. I drove it on the highway to get here. Eased it through the puddle, didn't splash it up. Want to keep that paintwork looking nice and clean for the rest of the day.
Scotty, he's actually Scotty for marketing.
That says it all about his driving?
Says it all about his driving, mate.
Today I've got the mighty 300 series Land Cruiser. This vehicle's at the tail end of its R&D with its remote canister series. Looking forward to seeing what this beast can do on the other side of the Blue Mountains.
We can't get through that, mate. We've got a hard day ahead, haven't we?
How do you think Blake's going to go?
Blake will be fine, mate. That bus is far more capable than him, I can assure you of that.
He's going to get stuck for sure in this 80 series. Scotty's already got the recovery kit ready for Blake.
Maybe a little pull from there, you reckon?
I'll just give you a little yank out of there, mate. You'll be right.
Solid axles and 35s. It just wasn't meant to be today, was it? The old mighty 300 to the recovery again.
Perfect, thank you, mate.
I reckon the 300 would go through that.
Give it a go.
Mate, solid axle, 35s, you got nothing.
Off you go, Simon, we can easily get back fast.
Rightio, let's go.
I reckon the 300 is going to do it easier than the 80.
Clearance might be an issue, clearance on the body, but I think we're good. Simon's got plenty of experience.
It hasn't got quite as much clearance as this, although I don't think it needs a lot of clearance. Pretty soft bottom, so we'll see how it goes.
This is a 300 series and it will not get stuck.
I think I got a little bit further than he did. You reckon my car was dirty?
Turns out that you shouldn't mix your ambitions with your ability. Couldn't come all this way and not get the cars dirty.
Unfortunately, Simon wasn't quite as good as the confidence he had going into it. And we're just going to do a nice, safe recovery here. And the 300 series pops out nice and easy.
Well, we gave it a go and got pulled out by a Ford, what is it, Everest? At least it wasn't a Land Cruiser with solid axles and 35s, right?
All right, let's roll.
Let's go.
Hey, I might give this 300 a quick little bath out here, eh? 'Cause I can't see out of the windows. Well, I'm good to go when you boys are.
Pete, we're starting to climb a bit now.
Yeah, I can't wait till the next step. I reckon hopefully get some big rocks up ahead. I want to see what this Everest can do.
What are you thinking, Scott?
Oh, look at that. This is steep. This is going to be a challenge, no doubt about it.
Guys, do you want to jump out? We'll have a quick look at it. This is the major obstacle of the Bicentennial climb. Forget the mud, this is all about the rocks. This is the section that we've come to test the suspension on, so let's see how the drivers and vehicles go on the rocks right here. Now my job is to make this look as ugly as possible. Come on, that was way too simple. I'm sure we can make that look a little bit better.
Watching Simon reversing down was an experience of itself.
Simon did a good job. It's surprising how capable Hilux is just with a good set of all-terrain tyres, a 2-inch lift kit.
Well, that was a bit more fun, but we still made it up. Super easy. Let's get the rest of the crew up and see how they go.
Getting the LC300 series up the hill wasn't really too challenging. It's just a matter of point and shoot. It makes anybody look like an absolute legend going up the hills. It certainly wasn't my skill set, it was the vehicle that was performing well, and of course the suspension. It just makes the vehicle an absolute pleasure to drive, and you don't have to overdrive the vehicle. That's the most important thing, is that if they're accessorised correctly, you don't have to drive these vehicles hard.
Doing the hill climb, I'm driving the Everest. I wanted to challenge myself a little bit and not use the rear diff lock. We were suspending all the way up, but I just held it on there and the traction control system worked itself out. The Everest did lift wheels, but not that bad, did it?
It was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was up there.
Yeah, a bit bumpier than Westfield's, but got to the top.
How many wheels up? 4, 5 or 6?
15.
15 wheel lifts. That was awesome.
Scotty, there's a GoPro on the ground. Can you drive over it and not on it, please?
I will do my absolute best.
Certainly the longer wheel travel in the shock absorbers that we offer was absolutely noticeable in this situation where you could see the vehicle had copious amounts of droop travel.
Get your rear diff lock on and come up that line.
Lock is on, let's try again. Wheels are spinning, I'm not going anywhere. The front left is lifted way up, I'm waving at the cameraman. Adds a little bit of sphincter tightening.
Well, the ground is disturbingly close to my right window.
That was a little bit testy, but some great spotting from Simon.
Scotty, there's a GoPro on the ground. Can you drive over it and not on it, please?
Let's go, baby.
Good that Scotty in the mighty Tank 300 he had a great time in the vehicle, very, very capable for what it is.
Blake, you got to take the hard line.
Yeah, we'll give it a crack, see how the old bus gets up there.
35s and an 80 series, you are going to walk it up through this, no drama at all.
There wasn't too many challenges for the 80 series. It's obviously got a bit more lift than the other cars, bigger tyres. The way that it's just set up, it just crawled up the rock face. I thought I was taking a harder line, but apparently not, and it just crawled up nice and easy.
Oh no.
Got to the top and it sort of started to sputter a little bit and the revs kind of dropped. Something we'll check out when we get back to Tough Dog HQ.
The 80 series doesn't get a run every day of the week, but when it gets out there, we ask a lot of it. Running the petrol engine, it did develop a bit of a misfire, but we don't suspect it to be anything too serious.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, the 80's just doing its thing. Should be right.
No boss, mate. Keep rolling.
Keep rolling. Fingers.
From the initial rocky steps, it's an easy and scenic run across the top of the valley, but there's plenty more to see and do.
Okay, done and dusted.
Last obstacle for our climb. It's a nasty little step up, but it's only on one side of the track. Let's see what we can come up with. Too easy. Next up is Simon in the mighty 300. Let's see how the Everest goes without lockers.
I don't want to use the diff lock, but I'm going to give it a go.
Let's see what Scotty can do.
How about that?
Next up, it's time for the big bus.
Front bar, clear it. Once we finished that challenge, we were on to our next sort of scenic part of the trip, looking over Wolgan Valley. A little bit rocky, nothing too challenging for most of the cars. But again, the views, the sun was out, the sun was shining. It was just an absolute cracking view to see across Wolgan Valley there.
The view was amazing looking over the valley. Blue Mountains always turn it on. Beautiful sunshine shining, can't beat that.
Once we reached the top of the Bicentennial track, obviously the only thing left is to head down. There was certainly a few little obstacles, some washaways from previous rains that we've had.
Just on a little bit of connector trail between the main track we've been on and down into Baalbone Gap. Pretty rough through here. Don't mind the clinking and clanking of the tank.
The vehicles with all the electronic aids, long travel shocks, aftermarket, good tyres, so I wouldn't say that there was anything going on that wasn't a safe operation of the vehicles.
Guys, a little bit of a tricky downhill section. It's not steep or anything, but it's got some nice washouts in it. So stick nice and close together because it's a bit hard to see over the rocks.
That access track, pretty rutted out, gets a fair bit of water down it, especially with the rain we've had recently. So quite a few wombat holes, some puddles, a pretty nice deep rut for us all to get crossed up in.
How am I looking, Simon?
You are looking very sharp. Your side step looks good, mate. As you are, as you are.
Got a little bit of wheel in the air there.
Mate, the mighty Tough Dog Hilux is just doing its thing.
Oh yeah, there we go. Lift in the left. Awesome. That is awesome.
How was that, Simon?
That looked very, very nice.
See what you can do, buddy.
Lots of wheel lifts, lots of loose gravel. It's pretty cool to see how the vehicle's articulated and lifted the wheels up through certain sections.
Oh, there's a little bit of wheel up in the air there, Simon.
How's that, boys?
The mighty 300 loved it.
The Everest, putting the traction control to the test through that one, which was, yeah, fun, a lot of fun.
Cheeky little wheel lift from beating the Everest there. All right, let's go.
Left wheel up,
Yep.
then turn down in,
Yep.
and actually cross it.
I'll actually cross it and try and bring the left wheel
Yeah,
up.
so I want the left wheel up on the bank.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
When you get down
cool,
over
cool,
there.
cool.
Safety first and seatbelts on.
All right, let's go.
But could Scotty follow instructions and get the job done?
Cannot see a thing at the moment.
He tried his best, and there's one little lift, but the little 300 did it all way too easy.
Now come back across with the left. I don't think we quite got the wheel lift we were hoping for there.
No problems at all. Now the big 80.
Similarly, the big 80 just muscled and flexed its way through the ruts with nothing more exciting than this little slip, which was possibly more of an issue for Blake than the car itself.
That was fun. Didn't roll it, which is always a plus.
With everyone down in one piece, we made the final run to the valley floor, the Cox's River, and hopefully a quick bite of lunch before the day ended.
All right, so I've finally been trusted with leading the convoy for the end of the day to get out. Obviously, they've never heard about my lack of direction. We'll see how we go. Could be some interesting times ahead. Back towards Baalbone Gap.
With the day almost done and us almost out of tracks to explore, there was one last adventure to be had.
If you guys can pick up the camera crew and then come across to where I am, I don't know if anyone's able to follow me. I think I'm stuck anyway.
Rescuing me and the Tough Dog Hilux from its muddy afternoon bath time.
Recovery gear inbound.
Oops. Here's my #1 tip on suspension. We'd all had an awesome day. Great guys, excellent tracks, superb scenery, and oh yes, it might be a touch late, but we did finally get that lunch.
Oh, the croissants have gone everywhere. Where we are today is only a couple of hours out of Sydney. It's where we do come a lot to test the vehicles, put the suspension through its paces. Lots of amazing different tracks, from novices to experts, heavily modified cars to pretty standard cars. There's tracks out here for everyone.
Thank you guys. We've had a fantastic time. Really appreciate you coming out for the day and spending some time with us.
Thank you for keeping the Hilux in one piece. So I know sometimes your driving record's not the best. Thanks for handing it back in good condition.